You're listening to Rocket Night.
Are you ready? Hey, tonight I'm gonna take you on a little trip. We're going down south by the mighty Mississippi. I'm gonna take you to a place where lights never dim. Bring your mother, your brother, and your best friend. I'm gonna show you where they dance out in the street. They'll tell you all about your body heat. Not gonna talk about it, just gonna do it. Get on down if you feel up good. Get on down.
Hi, this is Deb Cloden from Rocket Night, talking today with Missy from Sydney's avant-garde duo Ginger and the Ghost about their new single Glow and the impressive supporting video which has just been released.
Hello.
Hi Missy, it's Deb Cloden here from Rocket Night. How are you?
Hi. Good.
That's good.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, so I'm calling to talk about your new single, Glow.
Yeah.
Which looks amazing. I really love the video.
Thank you.
Because the first time I heard it, I was watching the video as well, and it just absolutely captivated me. I realised by the end of it, I hadn't actually really listened to it. The visuals are so amazing.
Thanks.
Yeah. So I find it a real soundscape of repetition, harmonies, anthem-like crescendos, delicate vocals and sound effects. It's pretty amazing. Can you tell me a bit about how that song came around?
We were in, you mean like production-wise, or as in like...
Oh, perhaps first of all, how you initially wrote the song, where you got your inspiration from?
Yeah, we were doing a writers' camp with APRA in London.
Yep.
And we had 5 days of 5 different demos with 5 different producers.
Right.
And that was one of them was Ian Barter, who is a producer from London, England, and we just kind of jammed that one out straight away. It was pretty fluid, and I guess I've been been given a book from Valley Myers that it sort of ended up in my bag. It was scooped up from a house we were staying at with some friends who are artists in Switzerland, and it ended up in our luggage and sort of popped up in front of my face after lots of time. People have sort of suggested I love Valley Myers for her artwork and her as a person. Mm-hmm. And so then I just took that a book of hers as a reference, as sort of like a muse while I was writing the song. Uh-huh. And so that was it.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's a really good song. And as I said before, the video I find really striking. It's almost, it's very theatrical. I felt like I was kind of watching a performance of some kind when I was watching it. The black and white is very strong, very dynamic. And, of course, the sparkles are captivating. You're both graphic designers, is that correct? Or have an art background anyway?
Yeah, we're not graphic designers, but yeah, we sort of just dabble in a lot of conceptual design.
So, did you make the video yourself, or did you work with other people? Yeah.
Yeah, we directed the film clip with also co-directed with a friend of ours, Polly, mm-hmm. and did the whole production and the art direction and creative direction for it, and. Yeah, the concept was based on some inspirational images of Daniel Bowetti, who is an artist. He does like light boxes. He photographs and then he makes light boxes and pinpricks holes into his artwork. And I loved the sort of esoteric feeling of the sprinkles and matter that were in his images. Yes. So I use that as a reference. Both, I guess because I thought that glow could become particles, and the song had a reference to, universe and galaxies, and felt like that was a good way to not go too much into a tacky generic, I don't know, because we tend to reference the universe a lot, so I thought it'd be better to sort of put into context with choreography and movement and dance and performance and body. So,
yes, no, it certainly does. Yes, I can see what you mean about the particles. They do seem like matter, like when you're kind of breathing, one you breathe out and the other breathes in the particles. It's quite mesmerising. You just sit there watching this transfer of matter. It's great. And I believe you've already started a bit of a tour introducing Glow to the world. You started down in Tasmania?
Yep. So we ended up doing like 5 or 6 gigs down there. A couple of really cool backyard parties as well that happened that we got asked to come to when we were down there after Mona. So we stayed down for a few extra days and did some little secret shows with some local Tassie crew that put on parties. So that was also really fun as well, just to get back amongst it. And then our biggest show will be at the Nest Creative Space on the 21st of April. So we'll be curating some other performers to be a part of that.
Mm-hmm. Excellent.
And then that'll lead into a tour in Europe in June.
Wow, wonderful. Yeah, I was going to talk about the venues that you chose. I mean, Mona, the art gallery, it must have been an amazing place to perform.
Well, I mean, it was this one. I mean, we played at the MCA, and that was an internal one, but this one was more outdoors, and I guess it was something just an introduction to Mona, and we'd really like to work with them a lot more in the future and building something bigger and more adventurous on the performance side of things. So, it was a nice intro to Mona.
Sure. So, and I believe that your Sydney venue, the Nest Creative Space, is that something that you own or run or something like that?
Yeah, Daniel and I are co-directors. We created the Nest, and it's artist spaces, creative spaces for artists, and also for performance and talks. And we have external companies coming in and hiring the space, and we also have lots of internal projects within all of the artist spaces. So, I think it houses anywhere between 20 and 35 people at a time.
Mm-hmm. That sounds like a wonderful creative space.
Yeah, and it's a really good place to be able to put our show because we have a thing called Nights at the Nest, so it'll be under the Nights at the Nest Presents Hub. So it'll be a place where our prop house is here too, so, and our rehearsal studio and our own personal studios here, so it means that we can have free reign and go a bit bonkers in here.
So, excellent. So, yes, I'm sure you'll have lots of very interested patrons come along to that one. I just wanted to go back to Tasmania for a minute. I read that you were supporting Baba Zula in Tasmania at the Grand Poobah. Is that correct?
Yeah, we had a co-headline with them, not a support.
Oh, okay.
We were going to be headlining, and then they asked if they could come on to the same date, so we thought that would be great.
Yeah. So how did you? They just. I mean, I saw them at WOMAD just recently, and thought they were amazing. So their costumes and their instruments are really interesting.
Yeah, they just asked the venue if they could perform with us on the same night.
Okay.
And it just so happens, coincidence, that their agent in Turkey is now coming on board to book us shows in Turkey.
Wow.
So it was a bit of a coincidence, to be honest.
Yes. A lucky coincidence by the sound of it.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
I was just, because it's not a band that probably a lot of people would know, but having seen them recently, that name leapt out at me, and of course the photo, I recognised them. So
I mean, they're such a unique band that you wouldn't really usually get in Australia, so it was a pleasure to do a show with them because they've been going for 20 years, so this was their 20-year anniversary tour.
Right.
So, and they're also political activists as well. So a lot of their songs don't get played on Turkish radio, which I didn't really know. And
Right.
They've been sort of fighting the ways of their country and the way they're trying to sort of, they're activists.
Yes,
it's
yes.
really interesting. So I was really into that message that they were putting across as well, and it felt really great to play with someone that's been going for 20 years.
Yes. Yes. No, that would have been a really interesting gig to be at.
They know how to party.
Yeah, they do. They're lots of fun. I mean, we just got a little 1 hour snippet at WOMAD, but I certainly fronted up for them. They were good.
Exactly.
Yeah. So when you performed in Tasmania, your single had yet to be released. So was there a chance for patrons to pre-purchase your single, or?
No, not yet. So we're just going online with distribution at the moment.
Okay, yep.
And it's all sort of through iTunes and Spotify and all social media platforms.
Sure.
So we'll be creating a vinyl for our album.
Yes.
And we might be doing when we start releasing singles, we'll definitely do like a something, but I can't really tell you what it is yet. It's not traditionally what you would receive, so we're looking forward to some really cool collaborations in the merch department.
That sounds interesting. Intriguing, yeah. Now, I did see you perform back in October 2015 when you did the Sacred Prism fundraiser in Melbourne. My memory of that performance was a lot of percussion and strong rhythm and things like that. You played the drums at one stage, I remember. But Glow seems to concentrate more on voice and vocals with subtle rhythmic backing. Is this perhaps a new direction for you?
No, it's funny because it's really it's the most band-orientated song on the album that we will release this year. It's more, it's literally, it's very, I don't know how, but I guess it's there's atmospheric sounds that we use, but it's all very much straight down the line, I'd say band-orientated sounds. But the rest of the album, it's somehow, it's funny because I guess the thread with the album is the vocal, but a lot of, pretty much nearly all the other tracks are really heavily lush ambient and ceremonial sounds.
Okay.
So it's definitely one of the bigger tracks, as in it's quite poppy.
Yes, yes.
So we thought we'd start with that because it's quite a big, impacting, high-energy song. And then, it leads into some pretty interesting soundscapey songs. So,
Yeah. So it sounds like you've written an album. Have you recorded all of the songs for the album yet?
Yeah, it's all ready to go.
Okay.
It's actually completely mixed, mastered and ready. So we're just planning what we want to release and when we want to release that leading through the year, and we're just going to sprinkle that over this year and see how it goes and lead into an album.
Excellent. And are you going to do any more videos for some of the other singles?
Yeah.
Yeah, excellent.
Sure.
Oh, wonderful.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was that was a crazy big time consumer because that was CGI, so there was a lot of backing and forwarding and production and post-production, so it was pretty time consuming working. We worked with a team of like 4 or 5 different people, and it went through stages with different people, so it was a really challenging film clip for us because we had no idea how to go about it or who to get on board, and we really were flying blind because, and I guess for us it was really out of our ballpark. We've always done our own film clips, but this was really interesting to just kind of get into the studio world and see how it all transcended, but it took a long time. So, and I also sat there for a long time, so it's good to get it out.
Yeah, sure. It looks very professional. It certainly looks like a studio production. Did you have to do lots of takes, or did you rehearse a lot before you filmed it?
No, the makeup took like half of the day because we were body painted.
Yes.
Fully.
Yep.
So it took up probably a lot more time than we anticipated. So it cut our day really, really short for filming.
Right.
So we didn't have a lot of time to have takes, so we only had a few hours really to get the filming done. So it was pretty much, it wasn't really impromptu. We had scenes and things that we wanted to project, so we just worked through lots of body motion and
Yep, sure. Well, it works. You've done a very good job for something that is perhaps a little bit impromptu, the actual filming of it. Yeah. Well, I was going to finish up with a question about, what's next for you, tours, collaborations. I think you've almost just about answered that, and it sounds like it's a surprise.
Yeah, it's a surprise. We love collaborating with different people in the filming process, of course, and there'll be like some really nice remixes coming up for Glow, and there'll be some cross-pollinating of sort of art and performance projects, and so I'm looking forward to this year and doing a few things differently, which will be really nice.
Excellent. Wonderful. Well, it sounds like it's going to be a very exciting year for you, and it's getting off to a really good start. So,
thank you.
I hope this new single is very successful for you, and just the beginning of a brand new album coming. Is there a release date in the future, or that's unknown yet?
No, unknown yet. I don't really want to put a release date on it yet.
Yeah.
But in near future, we're just going to sprinkle out a few more singles and go from there.
Okay, terrific. Oh, well, thank you so much for talking to me. It's been great to catch up with you again, and
pleasure.
I hope I get to see you perform again one day soon.
Yeah. If you're in Sydney on the 21st of April, come on back.
You never know.
Yeah, exactly.
I do get around.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for your time too.
All right. Thanks very much, Missy.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.